Godspeed. I'm kind of a little bit bummed out. They didn't really give Godspeed a lot of scenes. He's much more powerful than they showed him to be. He can take powers away from you. August Hot, man, I don't really care who they casted. He was okay, but in the comics, he's white. He's not that type of color. I don't know if I want to say black or Indian. But yeah, I like Godspeed live action. I like it a lot. I really do. It's just they mostly August Hot, man. But yeah, sadly. But I'm here today. I want to show you. I think there's a possibility we can get actually Godspeed for the next villain for the next season, season 6, and I will kind of show you why I kind of think that and how it could be possible. How we can actually get at. And I will go back to season 1 and to a few seasons. I think we had 3 speeches as villains. Season 1, Reverse Flash. Season 2, Zoom. Season 3, Savitar. And then 4th was Thinker. 5th one was, Cicada. But yeah. Let's go into this idea of mine, or opinion / theory, how we can actually get Godspeed to be our main villain for the next season. Now let's go talk about when we actually hear from episode 18. Nora says actually Godspeed was in her timeline, and that was 2049, where she's maybe 24, 25 maybe, and she seems pretty young in 49. Barry dies in 2019 now because they changed the timeline to be it's going to come next year. Okay, that kind of gives us one thing. Can it happen by someone changing what happens? Plus, you kind of need to remember, when we actually see the episode 18, this is even before she changes anything. And that kind of goes into one thing what I was thinking about is Godspeed could just be changed then, kind of very similar to Cicada. Cicada was going to be a future villain in the much more years, but somehow when Nora came back, they made Cicada come earlier than it had to be. And Cicada, died by his niece, by Cicada Grace, I would call that. But I think there's a big possibility how Godspeed can come back into the timeline and come earlier, very similar to Cicada. One big thing I would say actually is, even before she goes back into the timeline and changes a few things, August Hart is a speedster, but they don't really claim how he got speed until they say Velocity 9. That's not how he actually gets his speed. In the comics, in his comics, he actually gets it from the Speed Force Storm when it hits a few people and they get powers like the speed. And then that's when Barry teaches them their speed and how to use it. But in this version, August Hart was kicked out because he was testing a few ideas for Velocity 9, and that's how we actually kind of know his speed is white. So that kind of was very similar to Zoom, as what they kind of said in the episode 18. But the biggest thing what I was thinking of is if they changed how Nora actually kind of does something, as what it actually just show us in episode 18, she does stop him by Reverse Flash, by helping. I think if we actually got her out of the picture and having Barry, because we know now Barry is gonna survive because Oliver seems like he's gonna take his own life in the next crossover. Sad, but true. And I think that's a very simple way to have Barry in the show and face mostly Godspeed. By the way, I'm pretty sure Noah's not going to be in the next season, so they won't have her help to know who is this person, and it might actually change to someone else. Maybe the same name as August Hart, but I think the character will actually be named August Hart and have the same speed as Godspeed, who can take your powers away, and that's very actually dangerous. Zoom can lose his speed. Savitar can lose his speed. Reverse Flashes can lose their speed by this one person, Godspeed. Now, I would actually kind of bring this up. If Godspeed actually comes earlier, does that mean anything for the captured Reverse Flash? Now, I had a theory on that too, is who actually caught Reverse Flash? Because in Season 1, when he's captured and people know who he is now, Thawne, and not Harrison Wells, he does say in the first season this: we always try to go each other, but we couldn't know, or we couldn't defeat each other. So that kind of weirds me out a little bit, because in the Season 1, he has been in the future for like 300 past years, and at this time Barry's dead, and so it kind of makes no sense to me. So I actually think who actually caught Reverse Flash, it could have just been Barry, and just be like, okay, I captured you, and you will be in jail for another good 20 years until you die. Or I had another idea, is maybe another person who we have seen on the show actually stopped Reverse Flash, who's not Barry. Now, the two things what I'm saying is, if Nora actually doesn't stop Godspeed, we could actually have Barry and Godspeed as villains to each other, and have Godspeed come in early, same way as Cicada came in, who was introduced very early than it had to be, actually. Now, the one big thing what I would say about Reverse Flash and Godspeed is, I think Reverse Flash is actually doing something to Nora to actually make her think. As the last episode, she used the Reverse Speed Force, and then that's where he uses it, and that's why how he gets his, like, I think red lightning, I believe, and then his eyes gets red and stuff. And I truly believe actually there's a way to actually have Godspeed come in early than for the next season, and have Reverse Flash kind of being still the big bad somehow, but kind of have August Hart come in early as the same thing as, actually, Cicada. Now, my own opinion is they have already done the Speed Force Storm in Season 3, when Barry had to go into the Speed Force, and then the next season was the Thinker, and then that's when the Thinker wanted him to come out. They already did that. So my idea is maybe we already had him been creative. August Hart in the comics actually has his powers, and he does it for evil. Even though he's kind of very similar to Barry, who works at the police station, August wants to kill the killer who actually killed his brother. So I actually think we maybe have August Hart in the present day, but he's not shown and introduced, very similar to in the future. Or there's another possible way, is Godspeed could just be a future villain, same thing as Reverse Flash, the Thinker, and Savitar mostly. So that could work too, but then this needs to kind of go into the theory or the opinion about this, is almost everybody we have today in the show is a future villain. And we want to probably have a recent villain, what is shown and stuff. Like, it's very similar to, like, Captain Cold, who has been not from the future, but from the present day. So my idea in how we can actually get Godspeed back is if something happened again, and the timeline changed, and someone brings August Hart as a character, actually. He could have been, got his speed, but he doesn't know actually what happened. He probably can be in a coma, same thing as Barry in Season 1. But that's again a theory in mine, but it's my own opinion. There could be a possible reason how they can get Godspeed into the show next season and be a main villain, mostly. So, my ending theory would be, actually, I believe something's going to actually happen towards the end of this season to actually make Godspeed become even before in 2049, where Noah actually stops him at that time. So if we are right, if Cicada came in early, Godspeed would kind of come in a little bit early, and Reverse Flash would still be on the loose and not caught yet. Or again, as I said, Godspeed can just be from the future. But my biggest thing, what I want to have to happen, is actually have introduced to the police station, and we actually introduce August Hart as a brand new character, but is sadly shown he is Godspeed. Is in the books or in the comics, that's how it was shown. Barry actually talks to August, "Are you Godspeed?" And then he says, "Yeah, I am Godspeed, actually." And that's how I really wanted to have it happen. But I truly believe, I think towards the end of the season, it's going to happen again. Something's going to change really big, and that's where Godspeed will come in early. Same thing as Cicada. And I truly think someone actually caught Reverse Flash even after when Barry died. My theory was just, it could be the Legends actually, but I don't know. But hope you guys enjoy. Always hit the like button if you actually agree with me, or if you want to hit the like button. I always enjoy when you guys hit the like button. If you are a brand new subscriber, hit the subscription if you are brand new. And always have a nice day, guys. And again, give me a comment if you actually agree with me, if that could happen. I just feel like it's going to happen probably in the later episodes. Something's going to happen and Godspeed's going to come back. And he's going to be a main villain for Barry. So hope you guys enjoy, and always have a good day.